Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the bishops and the elders of GMS rule as well. Peace and salutations to the elect. My name is Anah. The title of this video is called Mosip Compliant question mark. I was watching Elder Apostle Tahar's one of his videos, and he was going over another brother's video that was talking about Mosip, saying basically countries are signing up for the MOTB, and it was very interesting to me because I didn't know that countries were doing that. I didn't know they would be signing up for the MOTB. So I just did a little research on it, went into it, and found something called MOSIP compliant. Basically, it's the standard for how the MOTB should be operated, and I see that other countries are following this standard. And basically, the biggest person funding this MOSIP program is Bill Gates from the Bill and Melinda Gates, their foundation. And we understand that Bill Gates plays a big role in New World Order, a big role in the New World Order. So it was just interesting to me that basically Babylon, the Great United States, is funding this project that it basically started up in 2018 in India. So just getting into the scriptures about how the nations are drunk with the wine of Babylon the Great, and how he doesn't keep at home. I'll get some articles and things like that, and hopefully they be quick and done. So it says MOSIP compliant, meaning it says a MOSIP compliant biometric device is one that complies with MOSIP's SBI standards. The SBI Secure Biometric Interface, which is part of the MOTB standards, are intended to ensure that the security, reliability, and interoperability of the biometric device used in digital identity systems. So basically, this is the standard, and it's been funded by Bill Gates. So it's basically been funded by Babylon the Great, how all countries should have their MOTB set up in their different areas, right? And I'm pretty sure, however it's been set up, it's going to all intertwine where Babylon the Great basically has the keys to this, and they will be able to control everybody pursuant to scripture. So MOSIP compliant. And then this is a website. It's called Biometric Update. They give updates on anything biometric, pretty much that's going on in the world. Nice little website I found. We got EKEMP wins MOSIP compliance for new integrated biometric device. Excuse me. So basically, any country and any business inside these countries that are building anything biometric, they're trying to be compliant with this MOSIP, which is funded by Bill Gates. And this EKEMP's new series of biometric tablets makes it one of China's first manufacturers of integrated biometric device to obtain compliance with MOSIP. So you got people in China trying to be in compliance with this MOSIP program. BioRug confirms MOSIP compliance for biometric enrollment with its face camera system. Right, that was May 9th, 2022. This one was January 2nd, 2024. This one is Suprema ID completes MOSIP compliance program for Real Scan G10 biometric scanner. This is August 23, 2021. So all these different businesses and places all around the world are trying to be MOSIP compliant, basically in bed with Babylon the Great regarding this MOTB. It says MOSIP, the unneglectable force in the global south. This is the modular open source identity platform, basically the MOTB, a foundation for the MOTB, which is going to be the microchip implemented inside your skin. It says it is aimed to provide governments with the tools to build foundational ID systems, right? So this is the foundation that are principle-based and human-centric. It has amongst its core advisors some of the original architects of Aadhaar. So yeah, it says this MOSIP inspired by Indian's Aadhaar system. So basically, that's pretty much what it is. Getting into it though, it says one of the motivations for the creation of MOSIP was to disrupt the identity registry and cartel businesses operating in the global south. So basically, they're trying to find a more secure way to hold data, which their thing is the MOTB. I'm kind of just skimming through this. This is the website, and then this is the title. Go ahead and look it up. It says, as a European Union, lawmakers voted to pass the EIDS 2.0 regulation. MOSIP is hosting the first edition for MOSIP Connect from March 5th through 7th, 2024 in Ethiopia. So if you look into this, you click on this right here. Oh, I already had it pulled up actually. Click over here. It says Commission welcomes final agreement on EU digital identity wallet, right? November 8th, 2023. It says the Commission welcomes the final agreement reached today. Uh, it says reached today by the European Parliament and the Council of the EU at the final trilogy on the regulation introducing European digital identity wallets, right? So that's MOTB. I mean, what else is going to be the chip? This concludes the co-legislators' work implementing the result of the provisional political agreement reached on June 29th, 2023 on a legal framework for an EU digital identity. So I'm guessing this MOSIP is the legal framework for an EU digital identity, the first trusted and secure digital identity framework for all Europeans. It says It says this marks an important step towards the digital decade 2030 target on the digitalization of public services. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to turn everything digital, have everybody chipped up by 2030. All EU citizens will be offered the possibility to have an EU digital identity wallet to access public and private online services and full security and protection of personal data all over Europe. It says, in addition to public services, very large online platforms designated under the Digital Service Act, including services such as Amazon, Booking.com, or Facebook, and private services that are legally required to authenticate their users will have to accept the EU Digital Identity Wallet for logging into their online services. So I'm guessing people that's using Amazon and Facebook and things like that will have to accept the EU Digital Identity Wallet for logging into their online services. So that means it's going to have all your information right there in your palm of your hand on your chip. In addition, wallet's features and common specification will make it attractive for all private service providers to accept them for their services. It says, in addition to securely storing their digital identity, the wallet will allow users to open bank accounts, make payments, and hold digital documents. Revelations 13:16, make payments such as a mobile drive license, going to hold all information, your license, your medical information, your passport, such as a mobile driving license, a medical prescription, a professional certificate, or a travel ticket. The wallet will offer a user-friendly The wallet will offer a user-friendly and practical alternative to online identification guaranteed by EU law. So the alternative is the MOTB. It says the wallet will fully respect the user's choice whether or not to share personal data. It will offer the highest degree of security, certified independently to the same standards, and relevant parts of its code will be published open source to exclude any possibility of misuse, illegal tracking, tracing, or government interception. And they want to track you, so that's a lie. It says the wallet will contain a dashboard of all transactions accessible to its holder, offer the possibility to report alleged violations of data protection, and allow interaction between wallets. Moreover, citizens will be able to onboard the wallet with existing national EID schemes and benefit from free e-signatures for non-professional use. Right, so you're amongst to send money between each other, dap each other's fists, and transfer funds and different things like that. So this is the MOTB. This MOSIP Foundation program. This is the standard for the MOTB, how they should market it, how it should be placed, how the nation should cooperate with it, basically. So everything is aligned according to prophecy, basically. So I just did a little digging. I said, who owns MOSIP? MOSIP is owned and operated by the program's investors. So it says ensuring that the programs remain focused on the particular needs of investors. So the investors have particular needs. It says who invested in mosip. It says 5 years later, mosip is a global project. Global, what the scriptures say, the whole world, we're going to get it, is a global project that has facilitated the insurance issuance of unique digital IDs to over 71.1 million people across the globe. The project is funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I mean, that's the biggest one right there. I got Tater Trust, NORAD, and this one right here. I looked up all of those to kind of see what was up. We got this. It was founded in the International Institute for Information Technology in Bangalore, which is in India. Esau doesn't keep at home. We got that also. So we got Bill Gates over there funding this thing. This is NORAD, another one of the investors, North American Aerospace Defense Command. I believe this is it. I mean, it says NORAD, and NORAD there is one of the investors. We got this one. It says motivated and outstanding researchers who have expertise and a keen interest in cutting-edge research and innovation on brain aging and meet the criteria. So basically, going into this person here, who's one of the investors, they have a keen interest in cutting-edge research and innovation on brain aging, and we understand what Neuralink and what Elon Musk, because remember all these elites are embedded with each other. They are focused on brain aging, trying to preserve their bodies to have immortality, with their pseudoscience and their false promises, basically, of trying to be alive forever, basically. But that's what Elon Musk is doing with his Neuralink, and so it's interesting. We got this Tater Trust. This is another investor I looked up. Not much here. So it says, what is the richest? Oh, and that's why I looked that up. Where is it at? Anyway, it says, what is the richest philanthropic organization in the world? And it says Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, right? So these people are the richest. And if you go down here, right here, yeah, that's right here. It says in a country that is home to the world's second largest population, when one of its largest organizations providentially happens to be a philanthropic organization, and I looked it up. So this is one of the investors, and this philanthropic organization is basically this right here that we just. It says, what is a philanthropic organization? A non-governmental, non-profit organization with assets provided by donors and managed by its own officials, and with income expended for socially useful purposes. So the richest foundation is Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and they're investing into this thing that's happening in India, which is mosip, which is the MOTB Foundation. So Babylon the Great has his hand in this, and that's pretty much what I wanted to bring out, because it says mosip compliant. Basically, all these people and all these people that are involving themselves in MOTB has to be mosip compliant, which was interesting. They're not doing their own thing. They're following after Babylon the Great, and that's what led me to go to Revelation 13. Just basically the point in Revelation 13, what I really wanted was going down towards the 14th verse. But just to get a little background on it about what's happening, we'll read Revelation 13 and 1. It says, the beast from the sea. So this beast is Babylon the Great. It says, and I stood upon the sand, and I stood, and this is a vision from John the Revelator. It says, and I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, which is a man. The beast is a man, which is Esau, Edom, Babylon the Great, out of the sea, which is among the people, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy. So basically, these 10 horns and 10 crowns is his kingdom, his beast system, EU, NATO, and having the name of blasphemy is basically. Let's get 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4. Man of lawlessness, that's Esau, Edom. It says, Second Thessalonians 2 and 4, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Read that again. It says, Second Thessalonians 2 and 4, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called Yahweh, or that is worshipped, so that he as Yahweh sitteth in the temple of Yahweh, showing himself that he is Yahweh. Right? So that's Esau Edom. And he boasted himself saying that he's God, right? Going back. It says, and the beast that I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And that dragon, what gave him his power, is Rome. And I saw one of his heads as they were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Right. So let's get like I said, the dragon is Rome. We'll get that right quick in Daniel. Daniel 7 and 7. Now, going into Daniel 7, this is the vision of the four beasts, right? And then we'll start at, we'll just go to 7. Trying to got my notes here and everything. It says, and after this, I saw in the night vision and beheld a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth, and it devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns, right? So the beasts that were before it were the Assyrians, which is Babylon, the Assyrians. Then you had the Medio Persians. Then you had the Greeks with Alexander the Great, and then you had the Roman Empire, basically, right? So reading it again, it says, and after this I saw in the night vision, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and had great iron teeth, and it devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and had 10 horns. And why was it diverse from all the other beasts? Because all the other beasts before it, which are nations, kingdoms, they would pass down the throne to their sons, to the heir, basically. But this Roman Empire, they had a senate, and that's going to First Maccabees 8 and 14. We'll get that right quick. Like I said, this is just kind of giving the a little brief on it before I get into it. So First Maccabees 4 and what it was 4 and 18, 8 and 14. Yeah, right here. So we'll start at 8 and 14. It says, yet for all this, none of them wore a crown or was clothed in purple to be magnified thereby. Right. So there was not like one king. There was no one king. That's basically what it was. It was not one king that sat on the throne. That's why this kingdom in Daniel 7 and 7 was diverse from all the other kingdoms before it, because it said, yet for all this, none of them wore a crown or was clothed in purple to be magnified thereby. Moreover, how they had made for themselves a senate house wherein 320 men sat in council daily, consulting a way for the people, to the end they might be well ordered, right? So that's what you have today in modern day Babylon the Great. You have a senate, the Congress, you got a president passing down to the Congress, who passes down, to the Senate, and so on and so forth, right? Because it's a lot of people that make the decisions, not just one king. So going back to Daniel 7. So yeah, that was pretty much it. And it had 10 horns, right? And like I said, those 10 horns are the vassal states of this Roman Empire that basically was, you know, just like today you have Babylon the Great, and you got EU, the nations, and things like that, NATO, and things like that. It's the same thing. And so this is spiritually talking about, Babylon, but it's also talking about Babylon the Great today, United States. And we can also get Revelation 17. because 1 second, I'm jumping right quick. Let's go back to Revelation 13. It says, and I saw one of his heads as it were, Revelation 13:3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? Right? So, like we said, or like I said, the scriptures are saying that beast, that dragon, was ancient Babylon the Great, which was the Roman Empire, but now it's modern day Babylon the Great, which is the United States of America. And we can get that in 1 second. Uh, sorry, Revelation is 12 and go to 3. So I mean, pretty much you kind of understand. See, the red dragon, Satan, it says, and there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. Right. So that's Babylon the Great, ancient Roman Empire, modern day Babylon the Great today, having those 10 horns and 7 crowns, which is EU, the NATO nations. Now getting Revelation 17, start at 8, and you can see here the doom of Babylon. It says, the beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose name were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. So going into 9 also, it says, and here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth, which is the 7 mountains are governments, kingdoms. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and one is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and of the 7th, and goeth in perdition. Right, and this is basically going back into the Revolutionary Wars, because it says, and there are 7 kingdoms, and 5 are fallen, regarding the 7 mountains, and that's the Germania Major, Germania Minor, the Romans, the French, the Spanish, the British, and the Greeks, right? 5 are fallen, and one is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short time. The one that didn't come was the British, because the British was the last kingdom. Sorry, I know it's a lot. Kind of got into it. The British was the last kingdom. He's the one that he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and that is Babylon the Great, because he came out of Britain. Like I said, going back to the Revolutionary Wars, which is USA, and is of the 7th and goeth into prediction. So, I mean, that kind of was a lot, but I just wanted to make sure when I get the point I wanted, we kind of understood everything that I was talking about. And I hope you got an understanding of that. So Revelation 13:11 says, and I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon. So once again, when you get into it, when you get into the ancient Roman Empire, you had basically an upper class and lower class, the plebeians and the patricians. And if you do your research on that, those 2 words right there, you can see that as upper class citizens and lower class citizens. And today, modern day Babylon, you have Republicans and Democrats. Pretty much the same thing of separation, right? And it says he spake as a lamb. We can get Psalm 55:21. It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords, right? So that's how he came as a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. You see right here, it says, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. So the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. That's how he came as a lamb. But war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. And that's Esau Edom. It says, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him. And like I was explaining to you, the first beast, which was the Roman Empire, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Oh, and but basically the deadly wound was if you go into Revelation chapter 20, right at the fall of the pagan Roman Empire, going up to the Byzantine Empire, Revelations 20. Go from like 1, 2, 3, and then you go down, you skip from 1, 2, 3, and you go down to 7. I'll just get that to kind of show you right quick. It's a lot. Go down here. So it says Satan bound, right? Esau, Edom. Revelation 21, it says, and I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. Right? That angel was Yahushua, and he had the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand, right? Which is slavery, bondage. I actually did a breakdown on this. I went into it on my page. It says, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, bound him 1,000 years. So that's Esau Edom, been bound 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loose a little season. So there you go. That was that deadly wound by him being brought down and bound up for that period of time, basically. And then how it was healed was when after 1,000 years he came back and deceived the nations and things like that. If you go into, let me get it right here. Yeah, so you go to 1, 2, 3, like I said, for the 1,000 year period. It says, I'll keep going. It says, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season. And then you jump down to verse 6. Satan freed, right? It says, Satan bound, Satan freed. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and he shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. Right? So that's what happened. Basically, he came out and then he deceived the nations. And that's pretty much what I'm getting to also with this mosip compliant being basically the foundation, and the people being drunk with the wine of Babylon the Great, and wandering after the beast. So, and he doeth great wonders, so that he make a fire come down from heaven on the earth and the sight of men. That's going into the nukes he dropped on, Nagasaki and things. It says, and deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. So that's going into the New World Order, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. So that's going into the New World Order, saying that you should make an image, that you should follow my ways and things like that, basically. Read that again. It says, Revelation 13 and 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. So he deceived the nations by the means of, the miracles that he did, the great power that he showed, the news and all the other things, his laws, all of that. Because if you get 12 right here, it says, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and then withdraw therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. So right, if you look around the world and everything, you got basically everything that the Roman Empire had regarding like the infrastructure is back here in Babylon the Great, and you also have the law that Esau Edom has put out. If you get Psalms 94 and 20, Isaiah 10 and 1, you know, he prescribed the law or frameth mischief by law, and that's how he caused the world to also worship the beast by these different laws, bringing them into subjection, right? Having all the power, putting sanctions on these different nations and things like that. But now he's starting to lose that power, right? So it's not really working. But that's how he did it. It says Revelations 13 and 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Right, and going into that new world order, if we go into this mosip compliance, that's also how they're making an image towards the beast, because they're following after the beast. They're doing the same thing that the beast is doing. They're trying to make that their foundation for the MOTB system that they're implementing, and in their country. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he's doing that in a number of ways. Like I said before, if you look around, you can see the infrastructure. Before, if you do history, you can see before it was just like the Roman Empire. And if you look now, if you go to the court system, you ever been called the court? You look at the court, it looks exactly the same. And also with his laws and different things that he's implementing, just like I just said, the sanctions, that's how he's causing the image of the beast to speak, and as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed, in different many ways. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads, right? So this is that MOTB system that's going to be implemented under your skin. And as we got into the mosip compliant, that is the foundation basically of this thing. Esau's foundation. This is what he want. That thing just said. It says guided by principles that offer ownership, security, and inclusion. Right. So those principles are Esau Edom's, Babylon's the Great. Like I said, it's funded by building Melinda Gates Foundation. And they're wealthy people, so they have a big pull in what uh, these fundamental foundations will be. And he get his he does the bidding of the elites, right? It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So yeah, the point that I wanted to get basically was going from 12 to 13 to 14 regarding how he's causing the image of the beast to live and speak, and those that don't follow should be put to death. And like I said, he's doing that in many ways. Just like if you put in sanction on a country, oh, we're not gonna allow this person to buy from us, so they're not able to pretty much live and operate in a way that they should be. And that's how he's using his laws and his powers to cause them to worship himself. Like if you don't listen to me, all right, I'm gonna put these sanctions on you, and we're gonna take it from there. You either gonna listen or you pretty much gonna die. And we also know that he's going to bring that mark in, and if you don't listen, you also be put to death. That's what the elites are saying. If you look at Cotton Swab, he said, either you're for us or you're against us. He said they just like I got in Thessalonians 2 and 4. Well, I'll get it again. They're saying that they're gods. I deleted it. Right here it says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh. So he's saying he's better than Yahweh, right? He's saying that he is the God. And if you're not with us, you'll just be put to death, basically, right? So we can see that Esau Edom has his hand in this MOTB pretty much. And that's why this mosip compliant thing, all the nations and different corporations are within these nations are trying to be mosip compliant because they're drinking of the the wine of Babylon, basically. It says Habakkuk 2 and 5. It says, "Yet also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." Right? So we got Bill Gates over there in India funding this mosip, which is the foundation of the MOTB, the standards of how the MOTB should be operated. And that scripture fits in perfectly, right? He doesn't keep at home. He's out there, enlarging his desire, spreading his wine, spreading his fornication. And I also got Ezekiel 35, and we'll start at 4 and get 5 also, because this is going into Revelations 13 right here, where it says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the name of his name." Because he's trying to mark you, basically, make you his. Or is it at prophesy prophecy against Mount Seir? That's Esau Edom. It says, "I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end." I'm sorry, that wasn't it. Yeah, I was looking at it. Ezekiel 35 and 9. But that was a good one. That was a good one right there. Ezekiel 35 and 9, it says, "I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord." Right, going into Isaiah 13 and 14 with that perpetual desolations, we know that the desert beasts are going to dwell in these places. It says Ezekiel 35 and 9, "I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord, because thou hast said, These two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and will possess it, whereas the Lord was there." Whereas the Lord was there. It says, "Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, I will even do according to thine anger, and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee." Right, so Esau Edom decided to try to make the elect of Israel his by trying to put this mark inside of them, but it's not going to work. And that's why the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, is going to destroy him. And then I had these two precepts right here. Revelations 18 and 3 says, "For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication." It says, "And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies," because these nations are in bed with Babylon the Great, trying to be mosip compliant, you know, following after the Babylon the Great. Revelation 17 and 2, it says, "With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication." Right? So they're still following after Babylon the Great. They're still trying to, do the bidding of Babylon the Great. They're still wandering after Babylon the Great, saying how great of a place this is, and that's why they're able to get funded by, Bill Gates, and consider the things that he's saying. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I just wanted to bring that out. Like I said, it was pretty interesting to me that these countries and places around the world are trying to be MOSIP compliant, basically, which is MOTB compliant. Following the foundation of what MOT should be, according to what I'm believing, and what I'm saying is Babylon and Great standards, because we went into the EU. Right, we went to the EU, and I'm saying that these things are together, basically, because Bill Gates is funding the mosip program heavily. Obviously, he has a lot of money. So yeah, the MOTB will be implemented eventually after the prophecies come. Jacob's trouble come. So with that, it was just blown of a trumpet. I hope you got some understanding from this. I kind of went into a lot. I hope, if I didn't do a good job of breaking it down, you put it in the comments, let me know, and I can always do a part two, go into it deeper. With that, I want to say shalom.